Hi, I'm Randall. I didn't always know how to wear clothes, or wear them appropriately, or push them to the limit as I struggled with my weight, but I always had a certain je ne sais quoi. And look at me now! Whether it's home decor, entertaining, or fashion, I'm here to help others find their inner Randall. But as perfect as I am, I have lots to learn and strive to step outside my Louboutins. So join me on my fabulous adventures as I help others and learn something on the way. This is Randall to the rescue. Oh, hello. It's Randall Fabulista, and welcome to Randall to the Rescue. I'm going through the tons of letters that I get from you people asking for my help. For example, I got one from a queen. The last one I worked with was a real drag. Oh, and also from a used car salesman. Wow, his pitch was pretty heavy-handed. But I got this letter from somebody I know. Dear Randall, it's Rob from Effing Rob Seafood. You were one of my very first customers, and I've appreciated your support over the years. Aww. One of the things that I've always been impressed with was your joie de vivre and sense of style. I do have good style. I've also admired your majestic Syrian beard. Yes, my Syrian beard. It's like the carvings on ancient monuments. I would love it if you could help me with a great style for my beard and give me some grooming tips. In exchange, I will teach you how to... Shuck. Shuck oysters. Regards, Rob Tyron. Well, I do love oysters, and I love seeing a man with a good beard. I say let's do it. Randall away!
Randall to the rescue. Oh, yeah. Randall to the rescue. Randall to the rescue.
Ta-da! Okay, so I'm here at Parlour Barba. I'm going to be working with Effing Rob from Effing Rob Seafood. We're going to do a shuck and a shave. Now, I'm very nervous about this. I wasn't sure what to wear. I'm assuming it was going to be messy, so I wore an apron and gloves. And I brought my wrist brace with the metal because I'm worried about like trashing my left hand and left wrist again after what happened in season 1. And what's ironic is we're next door to Bosom Babies where we shot the first episode for season 1. So it's kind of maybe the way we start every season. I don't know. Anyway, come on, let's go inside.
Hey, Van, how are you?
Hi, Randall. How are you doing?
Thank you for having us here today. So, full disclosure, this is my barber shop, and it is called Parlour Barba. I'm here with the owner, Van. So, how did you come up with the name?
So when we were trying to think of a concept of a barbershop, we're trying to kind of link all the traditional parts and the pastime of barbering. So we felt it should be a meeting place for people. So parlour, and its term and its meaning is a meeting place in a public room. So that's how we came up with that. And when we used barber, we wanted it also to be the first type of barbershop in Edmonton. And the Latin term for barbering or barber is barba, spelled B-A-R-B.
Didn't even know that. Come here all the time, didn't even know that. I come here for 2 reasons though. There's a cocktail bar and a fabulous barber. That's why I come here. Now, you're originally from New Zealand, right?
Yes.
And how did you end up in Canada?
So I met my wife
I knew it was a woman.
12 years ago in New Zealand. So we're both studying at university.
Yeah.
She was doing her postgraduate and I was
Yeah.
doing my undergraduate, and that's how we met.
So I love so much about your space. It's the interior design. The bathroom is incredible. It's a great selfie bathroom. But you have a cool speakeasy.
Yes, we do.
And I'm hoping we can use it today.
It's free today.
Awesome. Okay, you know what? Our guest is here. I'm gonna go grab him and then we're gonna head down.
Perfect.
I love all the details about this shop, but having a speakeasy behind a mirror? Who wouldn't love that? You do have to have the inside scoop to know it's here, and lucky for Rob, this fabulista did. Okay, so a speakeasy and a barber.
Yeah, so what we wanted to create was a private space for people to come and enjoy. Like during COVID, we understood the one-on-one interaction and people not wanting to be in the crowd. So if we're being upstairs, it's going to be a lot busier, but coming down here, it's a lot more chilled. And we felt like we wanted to create a space where guys wanted to hang out for an hour.
Right.
Like being a young father and my business partner as well as a young father, we just don't have time to meet our friends all the time. So we wanted to create a space like this where you can book out for you and your friends and just enjoy for an hour, have drinks, get a haircut, then go back to your life.
Well, the other thing I really liked about it is, so, you know, girls for like the stagettes, they'll go to a spa or something. This is kind of like a great spot for a guy to have a stag. Because again, we've got a bar here, you can get, you know, ready for the wedding.
Yes.
Like, I think it's just such a great spot, or even a birthday party, anything, like, you know.
Yeah, we've had multiple bookings, corporate businesses doing their corporate party down here. We've done stags. We've done a 30th for a lady where she did a speakeasy theme.
Oh, I love that.
So we're definitely versatile in how we offer our space because we also want to be inclusive. Like, it looks like an exclusive place, but we want to be inclusive in our space.
Yeah, cool. This is my barber. I just want everyone to remember I'm the one who found it. My barber. I bring you the most fabulous in life, the most fabulista in life. Yes? Okay.
Yeah, you can do an oyster bar here too.
And you can do an oyster bar here too. Mr. Rob!
You too?
Thank you for coming. So, I came dressed for the day. I've got my...
No.
And I got rubber gloves.
Oh, no. You don't need that stuff.
And I brought my metal brace because I fractured my wrist. And
I know, I remember. We were
Right?
supposed to film a long time ago.
I know! Season 1, it was an injury, and now look, it's a knife.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'll protect you. You're in very good hands.
So
and
I don't
I've
need
even
that.
got it. No, you don't need that. And I've got a wonderful, fabulous apron for you.
A fabulous... Okay, well, I'm gonna get rid of this thing then. God, what's with all the straps on these things?
I don't know. It's confusing.
Oh,
Watch your hair.
oh, yeah. Right? That's the
There you
most
go.
important thing. Don't touch the hair.
That's right. All right. There we go. Perfect.
Do I look better?
Of course.
Okay, so obviously oysters. Let's call the whole thing off.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about what we have here today.
So today we are going to do an effing oyster experience.
So tell me about that. So you're Rob from Effing Seafoods, EFFING, which I love. So how did you come up with that name?
So this goes back to my past life as an oyster farmer on the west coast of Vancouver Island.
Is that where you're from?
I'm from Vancouver Island, yeah.
Okay.
And I grew oysters in a place called Effingham Inlet for 11 years. So I
grew oysters.
I was an oyster farmer.
How do you grow an oyster? Like
with love and attention.
kind of like me.
Yes.
That's how I grow the best under love and attention. No, but seriously, I don't understand that.
So what we would do, we'd get them from a hatchery, typically in Washington State or Hawaii. We'd get them at 1 millimeter.
So it's a shell, but
Yep.
it's this teeny weeny.
It's a little tiny oyster, and then we would grow them up to 2 to 3 inches, and then ship them all over North
I
America.
have no idea. So do they grow them on a net or something?
No, we hung them in trays. So we were out on the far west coast, very deep water, fjords. So pristine, a lot of fresh water, a lot of rain. We
Okay.
know Vancouver Island, there's a lot of rain. I
and,
don't
and they
miss
love
that.
the rain.
Yeah. No,
No.
but it's just,
They don't care.
there was so many minerals in the water
Oh, okay.
that would create beautiful plankton blooms. And actually, we're going to get into that, but that's where the finish comes from when you're chewing an oyster.
I have a feeling that you need some medication when you get plankton.
No. It's got so many great health benefits.
Oh, okay.
Natural vitamins and minerals. So a lot of people think you're supposed to swallow an oyster whole, but you need to chew it. So what we're doing
Right.
as a part of the effing oyster experience is we have a big variety of oysters.
Okay.
We even have some clams that we're gonna try. You're not gonna shuck the clams, I'll do that for you. But we're gonna do a tasting. We're not gonna have any hot sauces or lemons or anything.
Now, this is one of the things I learned from you. So don't mess up the oysters with stuff.
That's right. No.
Because you want to taste the oysters because they all have different tastes.
Yeah.
So if somebody did want to do one thing, what's the one thing that you would say enhances the flavor? Like lemon or not even that?
No, and the way I would do it is if, you know, a great experience is a variety. So pulling a variety, but a few of each oyster. So the first round of oysters, we would have naked, clothes on.
It's an effing experience.
That's right. And then the second round, we'd put a squeeze of lemon on them.
Okay.
And then you're gonna get the acid from the lemon's gonna pull the flavors out a little further.
Wow.
And then my favorite mignonette, so your traditional
mignonette,
oyster sauce is a mignonette is red wine vinegar, salt and pepper, finely chopped shallot, but mine, tequila. And lime juice with a finely chopped shallot.
See, I've had your mignonette a lot, and now I know why I like it so much.
That's right. So, yeah. So we're gonna start off on shucking oysters. We're gonna get
I'm
right
really
in.
scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm nervous about this because it's my bum hand.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Because I am a really good teacher.
Okay, so
So-
teach me.
So for the key with shucking an oyster is knowing the basic anatomy. Okay? And having the proper tools. So we've got our oyster shucking knife here. We've got the towels to protect our hands.
So you never wear the metal glove?
No. I've had little nicks, but we're not going to talk about that
He's
stuff.
got little nicks.
But
Great.
I've seen photos of a lot
Does
worse.
someone
than-
have 911 on speed dial?
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So the key with shucking an oyster is knowing the basic anatomy.
Okay.
So we have two shells. We have a cup and a flat shell, and then this is the hinge. So it opens and closes like this. The muscle that holds it all together, which is called the adductor muscle, it's always in the same spot. It's actually a scallop. So when you get a scallop, you get all the other stuff, but we just eat that muscle.
Okay.
So we know where we need to take our knife. So we go cup down, hinge in front of you. We're gonna call that the center line.
Okay.
So just to the right of center, about 2/3 down, that's where that muscle is.
Okay.
So we know that it's holding everything, the two shells together. So we protect our hand and we go in at the hinge with our knife and we wiggle it in, a little bit of force, and then twist to pop. Then I know the muscle's right where my index finger is there. So I keep it along the shell so I don't damage the meat because you want an oyster to look like it opened itself. Then, so there's the muscle. After you've taken that shell off, you look for any potential debris. It looks pretty clean. Then there's the muscle there. So we just sit it down, gently cut it away from the shell. And there you go, that's it. It's just that easy.
I would have gone in from the front of the shell.
You can do, there's different techniques.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I would have
sure.
gone in from the front.
There's, with the different species of oysters, I've seen like a European oyster at some of the World Shucking Championships. They will come in like this to take it, but it just depends on the oyster. I find
I
that
should
the
probably
hinge
eat
is
this seeing
perfect.
as it's open.
Make sure you chew it.
Yes. Yummy.
So, something I've learned through my years of oysters is one of my favorite experiences was in Seattle with an oyster guru.
Yeah.
We had 18 different oysters on a beautiful big platter. What he told me was when you're done with the oyster on this platter, put it back where you had it upside down. Then you can see all the cool different colors of the shells and, you know, the different species.
Okay, so I think it's time I try.
All right.
I really am nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, well that's not helpful. Okay.
So let's pick an oyster.
Okay.
What you want to do when you're looking to pick an easy oyster to shuck is getting the hinge. So picking a hinge that you've got access to.
I just want to feel it. Okay.
So I can see that there's a little gap there that we can get the knife in there.
Gap is good.
Okay.
Okay.
So show me where the muscle is.
So the muscle is in the center and just to the right.
Yeah. So it's right there, about 2/3 down.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then you put this on top.
Yep.
Okay, and then we went in like this.
Yep. You need to use a little more force. Put some muscle into it.
You know what I was gonna do at some point is I was gonna scream and scare the director and producer, but I thought that'd be mean, like. "Ah!" Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Oh!
You popped it.
I popped it.
So
Okay.
now-
So now is it off? Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I forgot what you did next.
So then we're gonna take the knife straight in and cut out.
Okay.
So stay along that shell.
Okay, I'm gonna take this knife straight in. Okay, wait.
There you
Oh,
go.
I see.
So now swipe out.
Swipe like
Yes.
this.
Cut it out because it's right there. There you go. Boom. Now check for debris.
I'll
Get
check
a
for
little
debris.
bit there. And now the muscle you need to remove from the other side.
Okay,
so
is
it's
that-
under here.
So I go in the front?
I usually will turn the oyster like this.
Yeah.
And then cut away from you. There you go. There, perfect.
Shut the front door. Shut the French doors.
That's right. I'm just that good of a teacher.
You can eat that
All
one.
right. Oh, I thought you were gonna feed it to me.
Oh, I should have. Next one.
Mmm.
It was my first Shuck.
And only a little bit of shell.
We call it protein.
Yeah, or calcium.
Or calcium.
That's where-
you know what?
yeah.
I probably needed more calcium. My wrist probably wouldn't have shattered so much.
Yeah,
So
there
maybe
you
I
go.
should just be eating the shells.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So do you find, okay, so I noticed a different size. So like this oyster, is a lot bigger than like, you've got some over there that are like.
Oh, I got some
tinier.
little ones, yeah. So in reality, these are all from the East Coast. They are all the same species
Right,
of
but
oyster.
so like, is this easier to shuck than that would be?
Not always, not necessarily. I do find East Coast oysters are more shucking friendly than the West Coast. They're just
so
a different
East Coast
species.
oysters are looser than the West Coast oysters. I'm just asking. Nothing worse than a loose oyster.
So here's a West Coast BC oyster, which was actually brought to BC in the late 1800s from Japan to be
Wow.
farmed. So
Look
it's
how
not
gorgeous that
native
is.
to BC,
So this is from Japan.
original,
Right.
but grown in BC.
Okay, can I try shucking this?
Definitely.
That looks hard. Okay, let me.
Should I close my eyes?
Yeah. Now this is where I'll do my scream.
Okay.
Okay, so here, just to the right.
Yep.
Got it. So here.
So sometimes you've got to keep in mind the BC oysters can be a little more brittle, so you want to be really firm but careful when you're popping the hinge.
Firm but careful. Pop the hinge. Ooh, I think I popped the hinge.
Yeah, you did. Cut it out.
Okay, wait. And then,
So another way you can do it is turn it like this and run the knife up the inside. Just like that. There's
Okay.
the meat.
look at the color. It's gorgeous.
And you will find with BC oysters, there's a little more frill, which is the new growth. So that's where you can get a little more of the shell.
how ironic. The BC oysters have a little more frill.
And then your muscles right there.
Muscles right here. Oh, did I do it right?
Um,
That wasn't beautiful, was it?
yeah, it was acceptable for your second oyster, for sure.
I think I should have stopped in my first one.
So all these oysters have a different name. Typically the name comes from the geographical area.
That one's so different from the other one.
Oh, definitely, very different
So
species.
different.
So the BC oyster that you just ate
Yeah.
was a Cortez oyster from about just near Campbell River on Vancouver Island, just off is Cortez. We have oysters from PEI, Nova Scotia. So all the East Coast are all the same species, but the names are just the brand. So typically it's from the geographical area, like I said, but sometimes it can be fun and playful, like when I had the Effing oyster from Effingham Inlet.
Oh, so getting back to the name, so there is an inlet called Effing.
Yeah, Effingham. Effingham Inlet.
Effingham. And where is it? Is it English or something?
Yes, there is an Effingham. There's two Effinghams in the world. There's one in the UK and one in North Carolina as well.
And you just drop the ham.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fun, memorable.
who needs
Plus,
ham?
I'm cheeky.
So, so I have to be honest with you. When I see a tray of oysters, I always gravitate towards the big ones. Now, stop it. Now, what do you find? Which do you find the more flavorful? Smaller or bigger, or it doesn't really matter?
I think it changes. So I've seen this since, but also when I was an oyster farmer, we grew oysters in the same trays, side by side. We had two different brands. We had a smaller brand and a bigger brand.
Yeah.
We had the Effinghams and then the Pacific Rim Petites. Oysters eat plankton, which is in the water.
Okay.
But there's a wide range of plankton in the water. So the smaller oysters would only get the small plankton. Then the bigger oysters would get the full spectrum of
And so
food.
hence change the flavors.
Especially on the finish. So you're gonna see different salinities between oysters, depending on that freshwater
Right.
influence. But the finishes sometimes can be really cool. Where in Effingham in the spring, every spring, there was a plankton bloom in the water that would create a cool melon finish, almost like cantaloupe.
Really?
So that is again why we
Had
don't
no
have
idea.
hot sauces here
Right.
to mask those
Because all you're
flavors.
tasting is hot sauce. So
Yeah.
speaking of which, I also noticed we have one of my favorite things in the whole world, caviar.
Oh yes, yes.
Now, so you sell caviar.
We
and
do.
Where do you get your caviar from?
So right now we're getting our caviar from Northern Divine in Seashell, BC.
Oh.
So it's a land-based, organically farmed sturgeon.
Yeah.
The meat is amazing. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite
Yeah.
seafoods. And of course, you can never go wrong with caviar.
Never go wrong with
And the fun way I like to present caviar, which you well know,
Right.
is caviar bumps.
So, again, one of the things that Rob taught me, because before I was with the bellinis and the chopped egg and the onion and then the
Creme fraiche.
creme fraiche, and you know, the caviar was completely gone. You didn't even notice. And Rob taught me this about the caviar bump. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any champagne with us today, but
No.
normally I would cleanse my palate with some champagne. And then let's do a caviar bump.
All right, so we'll pop that open.
So what's really cool about the caviar bump is that you're just getting some of the salt from your hand in addition to what's the caviar, and you really get to experience it. Plus it feels desperately decadent.
Oops.
And God knows how much I love that.
So we've got our caviar here. We're gonna
Now the other
keep
thing
it on
about
ice.
caviar is the spoon.
Yes.
So you always use a bone spoon because you don't want the metal to taint the taste of the caviar, correct?
Yes, it can affect the flavor of the caviar.
I listen to him when he talks about caviar. Okay, let's do a bump.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a baby bump.
Holy!
Here, I'll do yours. There you go. There we go. So we go
Cheers.
cheers.
Caviar. Amazing.
So the way I like to walk people through it, as you know,
Okay, wait. So buttery.
and just the flavor profile is amazing.
That is so buttery. Holy. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
And so, like you said, with the champagne, or you can use vodka, a clean, flavorless vodka, that's gonna cleanse your palate, open your
Yeah.
taste buds. And what I like to do is just keep having them and having a shot of vodka in between. Use it like a mouthwash or the bubbles. And
Yeah,
it
champagne,
does.
vodka, mouthwash it up.
Yeah, well,
I love it. I
it
love
makes
it.
sense. Especially when you're enjoying caviar, because
that
you
is-
get further and further into the flavor profile.
Yeah.
And, like we talked about, without the blinis, the creme fraiche, you're not masking those flavors.
Right, 100%.
So-
That's amazing. Okay, so you have taught me a lot today. I opened, well, if you want to say there we go. I've learned how to shuck oysters. I've had some caviar bumps. And now it's my turn
All right.
to take care of this
Oh.
monstrosity.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
so I think we should get Robin, who's
Okay.
going to be your barber today. He's actually my barber. Love him. He's an expert barber, and we're going to bring this baby into shape because you have a beautiful full beard. I think once we whip it into shape, you can be more handsome.
Oh, then I can look like you.
Wow, lucky you. Monsieur, take a seat. You're throwing her weights.
Thank you.
So you're going to be working with Robin today. He's my barber who keeps my Syrian beard nice and in form and in shape. Hey, Robin. Hello.
I always suggest to guys that they think about what look they want to have with their beard so that they can give the barber some direction on shaping it.
After I wash my hair, I always use a beard oil, and then I use a beard brush. So what's important about this is So after I wash my hair, I put the beard oil onto my beard, and then I do a heavy brush into my beard. It's also good for the skin underneath your beard because we don't get moisturizer down underneath that skin anymore because you've got the beard there. So beard oil, beard brush, get yourselves one. Really important.
When choosing a barber, make sure they make full use of all their tools. If they just trim the top of your beard with a shaver, all the hairs on your beard won't be the same length. This will show up after you first wash your beard.
Okay, how are you liking this?
Looks good.
Looks
Love
really,
it.
looks really good. Yeah.
Super clean.
So handsome.
Nothing too short on the sides. I wouldn't want to go super slim and then go for like almost a goatee.
Yeah.
I like having full sides.
No, it's perfect.
Match the length in the hair.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So what's next?
Next, we get the razor out.
Guys aren't great at taking time to pamper themselves, and the signature beard trim and shave is such a great way to do so.
Well, this is luxurious.
A shave with a straight razor will give you the great straight lines for your beard and signals well manicured facial hair. Plus, after the steam and hot towel treatment, you will get a nice close shave. Taking care of your beard should be a priority, not just considered pampering.
So now what are we doing?
This is just an aftershave moisturizer.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna slap them with a little bit of aftershave, just a extra antiseptic, close up the pores even more.
Oh, so it's not like your dad's aftershave where they slapped it on and they screamed?
Yeah, you can. I get a chance to slap my clients around too, so.
And it smells good. Oh, and he gets fanned?
Yep.
Seriously. It would all be worth it just for this moment.
Yeah.
I want someone to fan me.
And then we just kind of do a little pat. Get strangle your client a little bit.
Wow.
And we're done.
Bravo.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So you have to go. I'm gonna finish up with Rob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you take care.
You too.
So I've taken my rings off because now we're gonna get in here and play around. So I talked about beard oil earlier. So I usually do about maybe 3 shots, depending on the length of your beard. You just want to work that into your beard. So we talked about earlier the moisturizer underneath your beard, and it doesn't really get a lot of moisture. So this helps with that. And then just a nice beard brush. And I use this just to really work it into the beard. Your beard is so soft. See, mine's coarse, so I work a little bit harder. It also helps just exfoliate underneath the beard. And then for grooming, I always use a balm. Guess what you're getting today?
Effing Balm?
No, better. You're getting the Randall Balm.
Oh,
And do you know what it's made with? The essence of champagne.
of course.
Isn't that fabulous?
So would I get an oyster essence if you did a spin-off for me?
I don't know if you want to smell like it. Well, I'll smell like champagne, you smell like the ocean.
Okay.
So what this is really good for is just shaping. Now again, you're really fortunate, your beard, the texture is really nice. Now I have a really coarse beard, so I need this specifically, you know, for bringing it down. So you mentioned earlier about you had the wave in it, and we talked about the flat iron. So if you didn't want a flat iron and that sort of thing, a balm would really help with that. And then what you're gonna wanna do afterwards, after you get the balm in, is you're gonna wanna comb it. Just comb it through and shape it. Now you may be saying to yourself, what an interesting looking comb he's using. Well, do you know what this is? This is a beard template. And what this is used for is for shaping your beard. So I use this on my beard all the time. So I will put it on, and then what I do to help with shaving, because it's hard to hold this and shave, so what I recommend is just get an eyeliner, and then you just draw the line in, then you take this away, and then you shave up to it, and now you can get the proper shape. And it also helps you keep both sides even, because when you're doing this, you know, and you look in the mirror and you don't know what's going on, whereas if you use this, it's a great way to keep that shape. Now I mentioned eyeliners. Now I love these for beards. Do you know what I love them for? Now you don't have this problem, but guys, if you have this problem, use this for filling. Like if you've got a patch here that just doesn't grow in, don't color it in, dot it in. So if you dot it in, it looks like the beard hairs that are actually growing out of your face, as opposed to coloring it in. So again, just kind of dot it in. Now, you do have some gray at the front of your beard.
I do.
And I love this stuff. So this is called Masca Gray, and it comes in every shade from jet black to light blonde. So if you ever decide you want to cover it up, this is a great way to do it. Now this product is called Masca Gray, but Just for Men has come out with a line too, and there.
Oh, like 2 years younger.
You know what, isn't it the truth? Isn't it the truth? And that's all it takes. Another great tip is this stuff. This is that root spray that they're promoting now for covering up your roots. If you've got areas where it's not filled in, or you want to touch up the gray, this stuff is great as well. So those are all my tips and tricks for having the, oh, see? You do look so much younger without that gray there, see? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rob. And now we are gonna go do a photo shoot.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we're now at the point of the show where we do our photos. And as you know, our dynamic and fun and vivacious photographer, Jim, usually does it, and he's not here today. So we're going to use one of our producers, Faisal.
I can't take pictures.
Oh my God. Look, Jim's not here. I need someone to take pictures.
I don't have a camera.
You don't have a camera. Do you have a phone? Just use your phone and be fun. You know what? I can't work under these conditions. Just go. Just go. Just go. I'm sorry. But it's hard being a star and then your photographer who lights up your life doesn't show up. Anyway, Zen, I will pull through this. Let's do a photo shoot with Faisal. Thank you so much for coming on today. It was awesome. I learned how to shuck oysters. I am disappointed I didn't find a pearl. Guess I'll just have to live with these pearls, but I'm gonna take one for the road.
There you go.
Now it's off to the club for a cocktail.
I had so much fun shucking and grooming Rob. I think he looks fantastic. We had a lovely time today, made some special friends, but everything that's fabulous must come to an end. We learned some things and had some laughs, and now it's time to go. But I'll be back for another Fabulista show. Practice safe shucking, everyone.